So while earlier on I used the paper mache for terrain shaping, I've now discovered that, now decided that I could also use it as my top layer or sculpted layer for roads. So I'm just filling in some gaps. I smoothed out some areas earlier on, but it's not of consistent thickness yet in most places. So I'm just adding a few small little blobs here and there, just to ensure that I have enough of the material here. That's starting to get there, I believe. Right, so the next step is just to soak it. There we go, with wet water. That should be enough. And to begin with, I'm just going to use my fingers, because I've got more control, better feel than using a plastering knife or anything like that, to spread it out as evenly as I can get it. Make it nice and smooth on the top as much as possible in any case. As you can see, the stuff is getting soft. It's like butter almost. It's not quite there yet, that's alright. Looks quite reasonable. Just clean my finger up. Right. Now let's carefully try a plastering knife and pull it smooth in this direction. Again, I want to be really careful not to pull it off the surface, which is slightly happening, I think. So not wet enough. When you feel that, it's simply not wet enough. I really want it to be a paste almost, so that I can level it. I think the best thing to do now, and that I've got it smoothed sideways. See, there's a bit of, see some dents now. There's obviously some material missing, so we'll add a bit more. Right there. It immediately soaks up the surrounding moisture. So let's have a look. Good. So the next step is to use another smaller plastering knife, a straight one, and go lengthwise. Well, I couldn't find it, so we'll just use a little bit of styrene. That'll do. Gently pull it along. I could use this as a concrete road surface, obviously, but that's not what I'm going to do. I'm going to be using a roller with a brick effect. Oh gosh, very wet. And bring some texture on the top. Pop that in over there. This is starting to look good. What do you think? I'm quite happy with this. Wonderful. So that is a nice top layer. We'll let this set ever so slightly. Not too wet, because otherwise I'll just be pulling the surface back off. But I'm going to be using this this roller by Bimm Modelbau, which has the paving stone effect in it, and this is the herringbone shape, which is very common in the north of the Netherlands. So that's what I'll do. I'll roll that through once this is a bit set, and that should hopefully give me a nice street level idea. See, there's a little bit of material to be added here where my finger is. So again, a little bit of plaster now while it's still wet, of plaster, paving paper, paper mache. Try to prevent to over adjust. Got to eyeball this really, but that looks pretty good. So now that the paper mache road surface has dried to certain reasonably well. No, it's not completely dry, obviously. I'm going to use the roller that has the pattern of herringbone pavement on it, which was seen a lot, as I mentioned, maybe in the north of the Netherlands, and we're going to carefully roll this onto the paper mache the entire length, making the subtle imprint into the still reasonably soft but no longer tacky, at least, yeah, for the most part it's not tacky, so I've got to be careful. But I'm gently going to roll this over in a slow, controlled fashion. Try not to go, I don't want it to spin on the spot because it will make marks. At least the kind of marks I don't want. And hopefully get the imprint of the pavement into the still soft paper mache, and that'll be the basis for a paved road that's going to be out here. So let's give it a go, see where we're at. Really carefully along the side of the station, trying not to make it spin or slip. Very good. Again, like trying to keep the pressures even as possible. It does show that the road surface wasn't perfectly level. I get a few areas where there's no imprint, but that's okay. I'm gonna rework those when I'm done. Almost there. But there we are. So let's go and have a look. So here we are. This is the result of the roller into the paper mache. As you can tell, that's pretty good. Just as we wanted it. And again, it's not perfect, but it will do. So that's the base of the road done. So it's now just over 24 hours later that I've put the paper mache down and done the road surface. And now it's time to color it. It's the same type of brick that buildings were constructed, so the paint that I've used to paint the walls of the station building is also what I'll be using for the road. And that's this set by Ammo by Make, urban colors, basically for brick buildings. And I'm going to use the same material paints, or at least some of them, for the road. The base color, obviously, which is a bit of a primer, it's going to be the majority one, and like I've done with the track, I'm going to be airbrushing that on, and then I'm going to use the other colors in the set for individual highlights, and then afterwards obviously we're going to grout the road, which obviously isn't grout in real life, it's sand, but you know, just to give accents and let the individual bricks pop out. So follow me along. So after the airbrush application, I'm going to be highlighting individual stones or stone areas. Again, you don't have to do all of them, you just need to select a few. I've done the same on the building. The prime color is this. We just need to pick some individual stones at random and give them different colors. We're going to start with dark rust, which is from the same set. Couple of drops on my palette. As I said before, this is going to be done by brush. Be enough. And I'm going to use my optimizer here to have a little bit more control and know where I'm actually putting it down. And the color set is actually very well blended, so the differences aren't too stark, but you can definitely see it. So yeah, the paint is dried, and we're going to be working on the grouting, shall we call it, of the street surface. And I found the best method, the most realistic method that I've tried so far. I mean, if there's something else out there, please, you know where to comment below the video. Let me know if there's any other better methods that you've tried, and love to learn from you guys as well. You know, this TV series, or this YouTube series of videos is not a one-way street. Interaction with you guys is fantastic. So comments, both critical as complimentary, I'm all for it. I know that way what I do wrong, what I could do better, and the things you enjoy, the things that you find going well. So without any further mumbling about things, what may or may not be, I'm going to show you how I grout the streets. So I'm going to use a method that is very close to what would happen in real life. After the bricks would have been laid on the street onto a sandy surface, people would come round, the street builders would come round, and they would pour sand over the stones and brush it in between all the bricks to fill up the gaps that way. So I'm going to do the same, and using this Senior Express natural soil, I'm going to apply that to the surface of the road just by loading my brush a little bit and just tapping it down onto the surface a little bit, like so, spreading it out so that it ends up between the stones. And again, this is a natural material, so got a natural color to it. Spreading it out as far as it goes, this application. So here you go. That's the result of the grouting so far. So we'll do the entire street, and then we'll go to the next step. So here we go. It's the final work on the road for now.